What's up? In today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to create our own NFT collection. What we will end up doing is create an NFC collection which is ERC721 compliant. If you don't know what that means, don't worry, it's just a regular NFT. But I hope you know what NFT means, because otherwise, why are you watching the video? So most of the NFT collections out there are ERC721. So that is what we're going to build out today as well. In my previous video, I had discussed what technically an NFT means and I had walked you through all the technicals that are involved in NFT. Today, we're going to write the Solidity code and let's see if we can deploy that to a Polygon or any other chain. Our NFT will be mintable. So any user can go and sort of mint these NFTs. We will try to add some TokenURI as well, so that our NFT is related to an art or something like that. And as we progress through the video, I'll also explain how you can, let's say, charge for minting or create an NFT which sort of reveals itself later on and stuff like that. So if you're interested in all of these things, make sure you stick around till the end of the video. And before we begin, please hit that like button and subscribe if you want, or if you have anything to say, just put it in the comments. I love reading them. I respond to some of them as well. Not every comment warrants a response, right? Cool, then let's get started. So to create our code, what we are going to do is we are going to use this awesome open source library called OpenZeppelin. And they also provide us with a wizard to sort of just create your own ERC contracts. So as you can see, there is ERC20. So we just provide the name and the symbol, and that's it. Your ERC20 token is ready. They also provide us with ERC721, which is the NFT standard that we're going to work on today. And they also provide ERC1155, which is a different NFT standard. So we're going to use ERC721 today. This is the standard that we are going to work with. This is what most of the famous NFT projects use, like Bored Ape Yacht Club, Pudgy Penguins, and etc. If you've seen my previous video, you'll see that I've discussed ERC721 and explained how other projects have used it. So if you're feeling confused, please make sure to check out that video. I'll probably link somewhere here. And if I don't, please let me know in the comments. I might forget. So what OpenZeppelin does is it gives us the bare minimum part, and then we can sort of customize the code as and when required for ourselves. So let's say we want to change the name of our token, and instead of my token, I want to call it my NFT. And I want to change the symbol as well. It doesn't matter, but like that's the symbol I'm going to use, MNFT. I can also provide a base URI. So this is required if you want to associate some sort of art or metadata with your NFT. So if you want to, let's say, create a PFP NFT where, there are 10,000 images and whatnot, the base URI is always sort of required or expected. For the sake of understanding, let's just create some sort of base URI, and then I can add other features as well. For example, I can make this NFT mintable and have auto increment IDs. I can also make this NFT enumerable, and the question marks beside the property or feature sort of explains what's going on over here. I will not require URI storage because I'm using a base URI, and rest of the things are fine. I just don't need them. Now I can copy this code and get it locally, or I can use it in Remix. If you don't know Remix is an awesome Ethereum IDE, Solidity IDE provided by the Ethereum network or foundation, I guess, and it comes with all the things required for you to create a Solidity project and deploy it as well. So as you can see, it sort of created a file, and it brought all of our code that we needed. I can just go and rename this file, and I'll call it my NFT. It has imported everything that we needed from OpenZeppelin and has created our NFT right off the bat. Amazing. Now in some sense, our NFT is done. Like, this is a proper functioning NFT. It's a project which will go for whatever number that you want. Anybody can come, and not anybody actually, only owner can come and mint a new NFT. They can do it 10,000 times or whatnot, right? But let's say you want to create an NFT where people come and mint their own NFT, even though you are the one who is providing the art, but people will come and claim sort of an NFT. So what you'll do is you'll remove this only owner thing from here. And so now, because the only owner part is removed, this safe mint function becomes a function which anybody can call and create their own NFT. Now the thing is, we have put no restrictions over here, so the minting will go till infinity. Like, it doesn't matter till where. So let's just go ahead and first compile this NFT and see if there is any problem with it. Great, there is no problem. Now we'll go and deploy this on our small Ethereum chain that we get with Remix. So I click on deploy. Okay, deploy function didn't work because the contract over here was ownable. Instead of that, we'll choose my NFT, the contract that we worked on, and we'll click deploy again, and this time it deployed. How do I know? Because there's a tick sign over here and blah blah blah. All right. Now if I see and open this my NFT deployed contract, I'll see that there are a bunch of methods that I can see. Right, so now let's say I want to check what is the total supply. So I click on total supply and it says 0 at the moment, because nobody has minted any NFT. We have just put an NFT collection contract on the chain. So let me go ahead and mint one NFT for myself. So I'll copy my own account address and I'll click put it over here in the safe mint part, and I'll click on safe mint, and I'll click on this little icon and I'll click transact. And as soon as I do that, I believe one NFT has been minted. How do we know? We can click on total supply again and see that the answer is 2, because I did that twice, I guess. But yeah, you can see that there are 2 NFTs. Now, how do I know who is the owner of this NFT? The 2 NFTs that we have done. So we can just put number over here and click owner of. It says this address is the owner of this NFT. I can click put another number as well, and it returns the same value. If I enter a number which is not minted, let's say 3, it should give me an error, and you might not see the error right away, but you will see over here that it says call to owner of errored VM error revert, and it reverted with some error saying ERC721 owner query of non-existent token. All right, great. So now our NFT is on the chain. Now how do I transfer, let's say, one NFT to somebody else? So let's say I go ahead and select a different account and I copy the address and I go back to the original account and I say with this function safe transfer, right? And I click here and I see from address and I see 2 address. So I'll put the other address in 2. I'll copy my address again and I'll put it in from, and let's say the token ID 2 I want to transfer. So I click on transact. So I made a mistake. In Open Zeppelin code that I'm seeing over here, the counter is starting from 0. So you can see that the current number is added to the token address, token ID, and then the number is increased. If we switch their positions, the token ID starts from 1 and then sort of increases instead of 0 and increasing. So in the current implementation, the token ID 0 and 1 are present because the total supply is 2. So I can safely transfer 0 to somebody else, which I have sort of done. And you can see that the transaction has worked out very well. It didn't fail. Now I can go and check out the owner of, let's say, 0, right? So the owner of 0 is AB8 blah blah blah, right? And similarly I've done the same transaction for 1 as well, though the owner of 1 is also this one. But I can go ahead and still mint another NFT. So I click on transact on safe mint. It worked out, and now I can check the owner of ID2. I press call and it's me. Now I'll again transfer the token ID2 to that same address. I click on transact, and now transaction has succeeded. I click on owner of, and the owner of has changed. Great. So we have an NFT which can be minted and transferred to other people, and it does a bunch of other things in the background which we are not worried about right now, but that is just something to remember. Another method that you'll see over here is TokenURI. right? And if I press token ID 1 and I press call, it returns a string which is api.mynft.com/token/1. So you can imagine if I own this domain, this is where I would host my metadata, which is like name, description, image, and whatnot, attributes, right? And once I host that metadata on my server, what would happen is any other piece of software can just read that metadata and figure out how the NFT looks like, what is the name, what are the attributes, and blah blah blah. So that is how you create an NFT. Pretty quick. This was very quick, but it's no fun, at least at this point. So what we're going to do is firstly fix our NFT to actually start from ID1. I'm going to make this function payable and I'm going to require message.value to be greater than equal to mint rate. If there's an error, if the amount sent is not greater than equal to mint rate, we reply with not enough ether sent. And now we also have to create a U in 256 public mint rate, which will be, let's say, 0.01 ether. Great. Now we go ahead and we compile this contract, and it has compiled. Now we go here and we delete the old deployed contract. Now we don't have it. We select my NFT again, and this time we deploy the contract again. Now that the contract is deployed, you can see that the safe mint method is red now, because now it's a payable method. So I'm going to copy my address and I'm going to paste it over here and click transact, and it has given not enough ether sent. Now it did that because I haven't given any value to send. So what I'll do is I'll go here and see this value part, and so from what I saw, the 1 finny is basically 0.001 ether. So this should be 10 finny, which is 0.01 ether. And now I click on transact, and lo and behold, the transaction has succeeded. Another thing that I could have done was I could have increased the value of finny that I'm sending, so I can send 11 as well, and this time also transaction will succeed. Or I could have done 9, and this time the transaction is going to fail, because we are requiring that message.value, the amount of ether sent, should be greater than or equal to the mint rate that we have over here. And we can also check out the mint rate because it's a public method, so it's visible. The mint rate that I can see over here is 1 followed by so many zeros, because it's in way, which is 1 by 10 to the power 18 ether. Now the problem with this is that the ether sent to this contract is not retrievable by the owner, because I'm the owner. Whatever amount of ether I have collected, I need to withdraw it. So what we need to do is we have to create a function which is called withdraw. The function should be public and only ownerable. So only owner, who is the owner of this contract, the person who has deployed this smart contract, only they can withdraw ether. Now what happens is we are using this ownable module. It sort of gives us this only owner thing. So now if we want to figure out who is the owner of the smart contract, what we do is we call owner and this call that method, so that returns the address. Now we want this address to be payable because we want to send some ether to that address. Then we call transfer on that payable address, and what we do is we call address this. So this way we get the smart contract's address, and then we write the balance. So whatever the balance is, we will just withdraw it. One thing that we can do over here is we can require that this balance be more than 0. So now if we go ahead and we compile this, it should work. It did work. There was no problem. And let me go ahead and just delete all these and deploy the mynft.sol again click on deploy, and it deployed. Great. I copy my own my own address, and in Fini I write, let's say 10 or not 10. I want to send 3 ether. All right. So I go to Safe Mint and I enter my own address. So I get this NFT for 3 ether, and you can see that it succeeded. But then what you'll see is that my account balance is very low. Not very low, it's still 96 ether, but it's still low. So I go ahead and I click on this withdraw function, and you can see that it succeeded by getting a tick mark over here. And if I go up, you can check that the ether has been withdrawn to my address because I was the owner, and now I have 99 ether. Now let's do one thing. Let's go to this second account and let's mint through this. I'll again put in, let's say this time I'll put 5 ether, and in the safe mint I'm going to go and put my own address and I transact. It works great. Now you can see that there's no 94 ether left over here, 5, and then some gas was removed, and there's only 99 ether over here. So now I go to the main address through which I had deployed everything, and I go and click on withdraw again, and you'll see that my total amount of ether has increased by 5. So this is how people basically make money, by selling NFTs, by letting you mint NFT on their own contract. So if you're wondering how people do that, there's your answer. Now this NFT sort of lets people mint whatever amount of NFTs that they want. Instead, what I want to do is I want to have an upper ceiling of, let's say, 1000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a uint which will be public with the name max supply, which is 1000. And I'm going to require another thing over here, which will be that total supply should be less than max supply. But just for this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce that 1000 to, let's say, 1. So we are only allowing 1 minting, and I click on compile, and there's an error because I forgot a semicolon. I click on compile again, there's still an error, and that's because I'm using the function but not calling it. And I click compile again, and this time it should compile. It did. Good. So I go ahead, go over here, and I delete the contract. Oops. And I deploy the contract again. Now remember, the max supply is 1. Alright. So if you check out total supply right now, it's 0. I go to safe mint, but before that I need to make sure that there is 10 Fini. I go to safe mint, I copy my own address and I paste it and I transact. And you can see the transaction has succeeded. But let's say I add 10 Fini again and I transact once again. This time you'll see that there's an error, and the reason is can't mint more because that's the maximum supply. Now for all practical purposes, what would happen is the maximum supply would be, let's say, 10,000. Alright, and once we reach that, you can't mint more. Now how do we know what art is associated to a specific token? For that we have this base URI, and we go and check over here in the token URI. We press, let's say, 1, we get a string. This is the URI where, if you hit, you'll get a metadata JSON response, and this is where you will put out all the metadata about that NFT, like name, description, blah blah blah, image specifically, or whatever asset is associated, what are the attributes and everything you'll put in the token URI. So this is how minting an NFT works. I can deploy this to Polygon, but I'm not going to. In the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a JavaScript interface around this so that people can come and mint their own NFT and have fun with it. So I'll just save this code somewhere, and from the next video we'll start from here. We'll deploy this NFT and we'll see how we can add metadata to this NFT, and how can we let people to come on our website, click on a mint button and mint this NFT. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. I think that's about it for today. If you have any questions, if you're stuck anywhere, please let me know in the comments. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, bell icon, everything, the gist. In the next video, of course, I've already talked, but we're going to work on creating a JavaScript interface so that people can come and mint this NFT by themselves. Hopefully, that video should come out next week. I am traveling, so I don't know if that will happen, but 99% sure that will happen. All right. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope to see you again next week. Bye bye.